So we're back to solo galleon. There's my part. Sitting at the table in the tavern, I guess. Anyway, yeah, just logged on. I thought I'd do us a little bit of sailing. Let's have fun. There she is. The dragon bone. I don't care what anybody says, that's a pretty ship. Let's find out where I feel like going. I don't even know where I am right now. Ancient Spire, oh yeah, duh. Barnacle Cay. Yeah. I remember that one. That's not where I'm trying to go. Or is it? Let's find out. You know, sailing through the storms is actually kind of fun, but sometimes they get in the way. And it kind of looks like it's coming this way, doesn't it? If I sound a little funny, it's because my nose is stopped up and my voice is kind of messed up. Still dealing with the effects of the winter storm. So one thing I haven't gotten a whole lot of, well, I've gotten a little bit, mostly tips and pointers from people who've been playing the game longer than me, but if you guys can come up with any content that I'm not making that you want to see, just let me know in the comments, and maybe I can actually, well, do something more than I've been doing, because so far I've just been blindly sailing in general directions and hoping I can find something worth doing. If I had a little more direction, it might be better. I haven't been playing but just a couple of months, so obviously there's a gap in my education, as it were. That's why, you know, a lot of the things that are obvious to you guys are completely new to me. Let's see. I almost convinced myself to stream this time, but I still haven't gotten to the point where I can wrap my head around it. Well, I'm still marked for Port Merrick. Alright, how about I just dodge the storm to start, and then I'll go from there. I'll be sailing into the wind. You know what? Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I will just keep the wind behind me and then see what happens. So I'm going to have to turn... Oh, I needed a dodge. I'm going to have to turn, it looks like southward. Eventually I'm going to remember to turn my mics on, or my mic back on after I've turned it off. I was speaking that entire time of silence, the whole time. For some reason, forgot to turn my mic on. But yeah, so I'm just going to follow the wind. I'm just going to follow the wind and see where it takes me. Maybe I'll run into some adventure. I don't play this game so much for the excitement as I do the experience. The sailing itself is extremely relaxing, and so that's why I do it. I wish I had somebody in the crow's nest. That's one of the drawbacks to sailing by yourself. It's like if your sails are in your way, then you just have to deal with it. But anyway, I wish the maps were bigger. That's what I was talking about while I was, well, not talking because I muted my mic. But I wish it was a bigger ocean for the sake of sailing. Less congested with islands just wide open so I could just go full sail and just go. Oh, there's that beautiful sunset. It's coming. As a matter of fact, I want to get this. Just watch that thing dip below horizon. I mean, this may be boring to some of you guys, but, I mean, I grew up in the woods, and there was nothing better than a good sunset except a good sunrise. But yeah, I mean, sure, there's something to the excitement of, going gun to gun against another ship. But see, that's another thing that kind of gets me. People on this game don't do that. They don't want to put ship versus ship. They'd rather actually just fight on the deck or burn the other person's ship down without a fight. It's kind of boring that way. I mean, it may be exciting for you guys that are good at it, but I mean, I'd rather just battle it out ship to ship. I don't expect to win that because, I mean, I'm one person piloting a galleon. There's no realistic way to win that fight. Okay, so I'm going to be quiet for a little while because talking always ruins a sunset. Period. Man, there's nothing like a good sunset. Alright, so I was right. Storm is chasing me. It's time for me to go. I anchored down, so that was probably a stupid idea, but will. So, for those of you who prefer something a little more fast-paced, which I'm guessing most of my viewership, um, well, sorry, sometimes I like to go a little slow. Um, life is too fast, life is too busy as it is. No point in hurrying something up you don't even have to do in the first place. Alright, back into the wind I go. You know, it's odd though. It may just be the time of day. Because apparently the servers are based on regions. And right now all the kids will be in school and all the adults will be working. Save, of course, for myself. Oops. I cut out of the wind a little bit. Oh, no, the wind changed direction. Yeah, sometimes it's like the ship is fighting the waves, which I guess is kind of realistic. Now I'm going to go ahead and load up on cannonballs and boards in case I do get in a fight. I kind of half wish that one of these ghost ships or skeleton ships would pop up. That'd be a decent fight. That's a lot of open sea. I need to go check my map. And now I know why. Well, I was trying to keep myself in the wind, but it looks like I'm going to have to turn across the wind. Because there's a reason there's nothing in front of me. It's because there's nothing there. I'm coming up to the edge of the map. Which I know y'all saw that, but, well, I'm going to say it anyway. Oh, that is so cool. Look at that. Those birds are going to be so disappointed. Look at that. It looks like the wind is trying to change direction with me. I'm actually going to west-northwest. Actually, I'm half tempted to go over there. Alright, time to turn these sails. So, I've seen other videos. I am not the only person, and I didn't expect to be, but I'm not the only person who does the solo galleon thing. I'm just the only one where the channel, the only one I know of where that's my channel is solo piloting a galleon. 'Cause I've seen other people do that. It's pretty cool. Especially whenever you find somebody who's actually been playing this game for a while. Because they know what to expect. Whereas me, I don't know what I'm doing. So it seems my ship does not like to stay where pointed. On the plus side, the wind shifted direction a little bit, so it's going to help. I don't have to sit there and readjust my sails again. Ooh. Ooh. Yes. I see another ship. That's what I was aiming for. It looks like that ship's going to be NPC, like maybe skeleton or ghost. Kind of hard to tell though. My ship is turning itself. Oops. Never mind, I was wrong. That was not the ship. Oh no, the ship disappeared. I wonder if that ship just sank. I really hope they didn't see the galleon and then decide that it was too big of a deal, too big a risk. See, that's the weird thing. It's like people see galleons and they automatically think that whoever's on that galleon must want war only. Which is a reasonable assumption, but still. Yeah, that ship is gone. They must have... I don't know. It was somewhere. I suppose it's possible they were doing a quest or something over there on that island. Kind of hard to know. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. Maybe they got sank by a big ship. Wind changed direction. It's time for me to go. Okay, that was farther than I thought it would be. You know, something I wish this game had an option. So, like, we've got these robots, right? Okay, and they're actually called skiffs in real life. That's a skiff. Okay, some call them dinghies, but if I remember right, there's actually a difference between a skiff and a dinghy. But anyway, So, like, if your ship sinks and you go to respawn with your ship, you lose the rowboat. So, like, all these decorations and all that stuff, the cannons, the sails, whenever your ship is destroyed because they're mated to the ship, you get to keep them. So why don't they set it up to where you can do the same thing with um, with the rowboats? Like, you can actually buy a rowboat and really? You can actually buy a rowboat and equip it to your ship permanently. Like, you know, mate it with the ship, decorate the rowboat and all that stuff. So then, you know, it's part of your ship at that point. Your ship goes down, you get to keep it. That would be so cool. So I realize that I haven't actually done anything. This is probably the most boring I get with these videos. Which, if anybody wonders, which I doubt you do, but if anybody wonders, Plunder Outpost is actually one of my favorite outposts, and I can't tell you why. There's just something about it. Fort Merrick, that one is the outpost. The outpost. Is that a ship I see in the distance? Please be a ship I see in the distance. There's not a ship. Dang. Alright, whatever that is, I'm going at it. We'll see what happens. I guess the other people scuttled their ship or something. So, I'm not sure. I think I understand it. When you scuttle your ship, you're actually going to a different server. Is that right? I don't know. So, I mean, you like... I don't know. I guess those regional servers are actually like a collection of servers. I mean, I really don't understand how this works. I'm still kind of new to all this. So, I'm older than the World Wide Web. I'm older than Google. And I'm older than online video games. And I know I know that's not really super significant, but I grew up in a rural area. And I'm in a rural area now. But we didn't have cable in our area growing up. We had dial-up, and we only had it for about 2 years. The first online game I ever played was Delta Force 2 in 1998. And the only people who lived in the city had cable internet, and it was slow. I mean, people were like, "Oh, that's awesome! We have 5 megabits per second," and that was awesome back then. Okay, and then, you know, fast forward almost a decade, and I'm playing online with friends of mine. I guess it would have been about a decade anyway. And, well, now everybody's like, "Wow, that's awesome! You can get 10 whole megabits per second." And now people are complaining about only getting 70 and 80 and 90 megabits per second, which, you know, for the size of these games, makes sense to complain about it. Because some of these games, the bitrate exchange is so enormous that if you don't have 100 gigs or 100 gigabits per second, or 100 megabits per second, whatever, then you're not playing. You're going to be too slow to play. So, a lot of this internet stuff is still kind of new to me, because up until around the beginning of last year, or beginning of 24, I guess, I hadn't played online since 2009. And back in 2009, 10 megabits per second was really fast. Government only had 50 megabits per second, from what I understood from somebody who once worked for the government. And no, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to get him in trouble if it would. I still happen to be fond of him as a friend, even though I haven't seen him in like almost 20 years. But yeah, so again, I'm still relatively new to all this internet stuff, online gaming and all that. Now, of course, I had Facebook and before that MySpace, which in my opinion, and I won't call it a humble opinion at this point, MySpace was 100 million times better. We exchanged the power to customize absolutely every single aspect of our profiles, including being able to play music as soon as somebody comes onto our profile for the dull, drab, sterilized Facebook. I'm sorry, we went backwards on that one. And I'm not going to change my opinion on that, because I know what we lost. Back in the war of social media. Anyway. Oops. My ship is still trying to turn toward that island. So I'm wondering if there's something in the algorithm of this game that makes the ship, like if you're not on the helm, makes the ship want to turn towards things that will destroy it. Edge of the map, islands, other ships. I don't know. See how long I've got on this recording. So, something I don't like about doing these videos on PlayStation is that PlayStation only allows you to record an hour of video at a time. Which is, you know, they're trying to encourage streaming and all that stuff, which makes sense, but it's annoying from a standpoint of somebody who doesn't do streaming right now. But so they limit you to an hour worth of video at a time. Well, I'm at about 30 minutes. Here in a moment I gotta make a call. So it looks like this video is not really going to give us much. I don't know. It's just going to be a video of me sailing around. I was hoping to get some good content out of this, but it doesn't look like I'm going to. I don't know. Maybe people like watching me just sail around, but I suspect not. Oh, hey. Oh, wrong button. Are they following me? How about I strike and see what they do? I mean, it'd be interesting if they were friendly. But here lately, I have not been running into a lot. Oh, speaking of running into, I've not been running into a whole lot of friendly people here lately. Most of the people that I met that have been friendly, that was a month ago I met them. And there haven't been a whole lot of friendly people since. It's weird, because, you know, there's always been, I guess a cadre, however you want, whatever word you want to use, of gamers that have been toxic. You know, griefers, which, I mean, I understand a game that's designed for fighting, you're going to fight. There's a difference between that and griefing somebody. There was always a purpose behind it. Well, I hear guns. That's why I hear guns. But there was always a purpose behind it. Nowadays, there is no purpose behind the things that these people do. They sink you just because they want to. Now, no reason, no logic behind it. They don't sink you because you have something they want. They sink you because you're there. And that's just ridiculous. Oh, that's Fort Merrick. Or Port Merrick, sorry. I don't see that other ship. They must have docked, but I don't see any sails either. I don't see any masts. Climbing up top. I'm climbing up top. I don't know what their deal is, but they're just not there. There was, there are no masts on the horizon, no sails. I guess they decided to log off or something. I don't know. Well, I'm going to stop this video right here, even though I haven't really done anything. And we'll see what I come up with later.